Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flights in the British Airways A320neo flights from here in London Heathrow to Luxembourg. Now, before we start in the flights, we have a new update of Volanta. So, Volanta version 1.2 has now dropped, and, well, very excited for this update. So, a massive thank you to the guys behind Volanta who've given me access to a premium account for it. And yeah, it introduces all new fancy features. So for example, air caches, so you can fly now to different places around the world. And basically, if you remember the old Microsoft flight from 2012, one of the big features that it had was air cache, where basically it's like a scavenger hunt. You go around the world, you find different waypoints, and then you pick them and use them. So yeah, that was always a bit of fun. So we have got air caches hidden around the world of any flights now. So Microsoft flights, MSFS, P3D, all included. And one of my favourite features, and also autosave, so you have got autosave as well, which is another very good feature, which basically, if sim crashes, I can now save the flight and carry on. Very happy with that. We are on IVAO, AvGeek, or of course we're on IVAO. And finally, where is it? Activities, schedules. So, one new feature that Volanta has included is schedules for real world flights. So for example, if I were to select a flight, I don't know, out of Luton, you can now see a whole bunch of lines pop out. We can select destination, so I don't know, let's go for Langer in Lithuania. So as you can see, it's operated by two Air flights with 511, 511. So yeah, it gives you all your flight stats, click on it, and you can update your flights, add to the rosters, and import that. So we just pick another one, I don't know, say Berlin, Tegel. Yeah, any more Berlin, Tegel, that's are there. Activities, schedules, go for Berlin, Brandenburg. And go to zoom out, see a whole bunch of destinations pop up. So Gran Canaria, you can see it's operated by CFG, not quite sure which one that is. Eurowings operated by, it's got operated by Ryanair, EasyJet, so you've got all these real world schedules that you can now link up to your flights. So today we are flying from London Heathrow to Luxembourg. So let's select Luxembourg destination. We are BA 418, so we'll be selecting that one. So update our current flight with the information. So we are this aircraft Tango November Delta from Heathrow to Luxembourg. What we can do is add a flight plan, and we can import this into SimBrief directly. So this will now open up the browser with SimBrief, and with SimBrief it populates everything. So we are that was slightly changed. So BA 418 from London to Luxembourg. Sorry. Planned current date, departure time will be in approximately, say, okay, so say half an hour, so 22. Measuring kilos, A320neo, there's our tail code, there's our call sign. Routes, use the standard route support, there's our airways on the map. And just like that, we can now generate our flight plan. And as soon as it loads, there you go, flight plan generated. Like I say, I am in love with this. I'm going to pre-file the flights onto IVAO now, so I'll do that on a separate screen because it may put up my details I don't really want. Yeah, that's a good idea, Drawyah. But yes, it pulls up everything from SimBrief. Make this remote as a stream, and we shall submit. So flight plan submitted. I'll drop the link of tracking in the chat very shortly. And hopefully, what I can now do is click on check SimBrief flights. There you go, import the flight plan for SimBrief. And just like that, click alternatives Düsseldorf. Now it's been pulled up from Volanta. I think it's fantastic, like I say. I do like a Volanta, it's a very good little tracking tool, this. And yeah, you can now generate flight plans integrated with SimBrief through the heart of that. Hopefully we'll see more updates to this in the future, because like I say, I do adore this tool, it's very fun to use. Also, another benefit of having Volanta Premium again, you can now upload up to 4K resolution screenshots, so for my 4K monitor, screenshot will be nicer as well. So again, thank you Volanta very much for providing me a copy of that. let's jump into the flight, shall we? I guess that's what we're here for. CFG's Condor. Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Yeah, so you can import from SimBrief like before too. So if you want to do the old question where we create a SimBrief flight plan and then import into Volanta, you can do. But I don't know, having the real world schedules and numbers and call signs, it's a small little extra I do just really like. Flight time warm sheet, about 1 hour and 25. So first things first, activate. One there. You did not like that for a second, Sim, did you? Right, batteries on. Stop available on the navs. Cruise light active, AMD emergency lights, and nav lights on. Straight automatic. I just realised I haven't set up a couple of things. Two things. I'll get. What's the document called again? Never remember what this was called. That one. That's one. And also Photoshop for screenshots you take later. Yes, you're on IVAO. Like I say, as soon as the link has updated, well, once the flight plan's updated onto Navigraph, which it has done, I can now very simply just click on copy. That is me right, yeah, click on copy, and that can just go straight into the live stream chat. Yeah, always on Volanta. Sorry, always on IVAO. The reason I won't use it is something in a particularly difficult aircraft or just no ATC available. Scenery for Heathrow, so I've had about 3 hours of sleep last night, so I'm doing this completely knackered. Scenery Heathrow, yeah, kind of. So I am using Microsoft Flight Sim Premium Deluxe version, and Premium Deluxe does include a high definition Heathrow. So yeah, so you're using a modded, yeah, we're not using modded, it's default scenery for a higher version of Flight Sim, so yes and no. Alright, now it comes on, activates the tablets, jump down to the FMS, go to Atsu, AOC menu, do a weather request and send it. Ah, no local settle, okay, right, so the old fashioned way, so Echo Golf in Lima, and our arrival is Echo Lima X-ray. Do not paste. There we go, ELLX. Send that. Go back to weight and balance. We will request the weight and balance from SimBrief. There we go. Start the boarding. Jump down to the tablet. Pull the information from SimBrief. Go to flight plan. Fuel on board. 5,000. Of course, about 2 minutes to get across that today. Nice and simple. Back to FMS, go back to the receive messages, or print out the weather request, go to utilization, pull the weather printout from the printer. If you look at the FlyByWire Facebook page and Instagram, they have actually introduced a new update to the printer, in that you can actually now connect it to a real world printer and then print these out in real life, because people need that. If you're a home cockpit builder, then yeah, genuinely the most amazing thing you can do. It's overkill. And that's what I love about the FlyByWire team. They completely rock this sim to its core, genuinely. Some of the stuff they've done in this sim is... like, seriously, how can you describe it? They are fantastic. Will I get the Phoenix Sim? I will do, yes. So when the Phoenix Sim does release for Microsoft Flight Sim Milos, I'll definitely have a look at it, because it's an A320 CEO to go with the Neo, so obviously makes sense to pick it up. Yeah, it's definitely worth a look. How to download the Boeing 787. So if you have the Premium Deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim hash, then you can download the not working title anymore. It's the sorry, it was never working title. Working title the CJ4. It was Hangar 9. Now it's the what's it called? 787. It used to be 787XE Heavy Division XH. Download Heavy Division 787XH mod, and you can then update the cockpit of the Premium Deluxe Microsoft Flight Sim 787. So you do need Premium Deluxe for it, but yes, it is possible to mod it with a better cockpit. Although, if you remember, I have had a few issues with the vertical speed indicator, which is a bit of a no-no. Right, so I downloaded the flight plan. I did not actually. I should probably open SimBrief once again. I don't really need it, it's on the tablet on the left hand side, but I like to find a record, so we download that again. And just open it in edge. Cool. So, our flight number today is BA418. Cost next today is 10, with cruising altitude of flight's level 37,000 feet. This page, 0 fuel weight center of gravity, 0 fuel weight is going to be 63.63, center of gravity 21.9. Block fuel on board today was 500 exactly, and that's the aircraft good to go. We'll now jump over to the flight plan, but before we do that, we'll start with the passenger boarding process of our aircraft. So Heathrow to Luxembourg, BA418, today 10,000 cruise, 55 on flight time, departure in approximately, so it's 22 on departure time today, so we have another 24 minutes. A320neo with a passenger count of 185 today, 185 passengers. There is Wi-Fi, no entertainment, no boarding music. We have our safety briefing. British Airways does have kind of entertainment. You connect to the Wi-Fi, you get a few kind of app movies, that kind of stuff. There's not really a screen in front of you that you really play with. There is snack service, meal service. You can kind of call it a meal service. It's more of a snack service, so we'll do all that. And let's start the boarding process, shall we? Right, flight plan. Not too many waypoints today. This should be nice and simple. Starting with debts. Debts, we fly the Lima 6 to Delta Victor Romeo, DVR. So through Dover, we then fly Uniform Lima 9 across the channel to Conan. It's Uniform Lima 607. So our final waypoint at Remba. So Remba will be our approach into Luxembourg. Good to know, actually. We have used Remba a couple of times in the past flights. Flight plan complete. All looking good. Got our weather printouts here. Now listen to the latest weather for Heathrow. So let's get it all going as well.
Winds 240 at 6 knots, 0.7 degrees Celsius. Visibility 10 kilometers. Temperature 12 degrees Celsius. Overcast layer at 3,000 feet. Winds 240 at 6 knots, 0.7 degrees Celsius. Visibility 10 kilometers. Temperature 12 degrees Celsius. Overcast layer at 3,000 feet.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's information.
Winds 240
Echo for us. 1033. Quite a bit of high pressure tonight, I must admit. We have got Heathrow Tower, so we shall be saying hello to them very shortly. Yeah, so IVAO is what we used for live ATC, Liam. That is what we use for live ATC. Right, so 6,000 feet of the initial climb and transition out of Heathrow. I'll check on the chart actually. So if I go to Navigraph, flights, new flights, import from SimBrief. There we go. So Det 2 Foxtrot, showing the charts. Oh, you can overlay it. Very nice. Yes, transition up to 6,000 feet. Initial climb will be 6,000 feet, so we'll be putting that into there. Based on the runway usage on the ATIS, departure runway is 27 left. Flight plan shows runway 27 right. Okay, so it'll be 27 right, we'll just have to transfer over to that's fine. So go to my departure. 27 left. It'll be the Det 2 Golf departure instead we'll be using. Right, we'll contact the Heathrow Tower. Confirmed on 118.705. We are at stand 545. Information echo. Good evening. Someone speaking in front of us. No. Good evening, Heathrow Tower. This is Speedbird 418 stand 545. Information echo. Requesting clearance to Luxembourg.
Seabird 418, a very good evening to you. You were cleared to Luxembourg via the settling 2 Golf departure out of 27 left. And your score today is 6272.
Speedbird 418 is cleared to Luxembourg via Det 2 Golf departure, runway 27 left, scoring at 6272.
Speedbird 418, can you be fully correct? Call for British start. I'm ready.
6272. That goes to send and receive. Iris is lined up, thank you very much. Insets.
Speedbird 1318 with information echo on board requesting
IFR
clearance to Luxembourg.
We have you on board, so we'll quickly activate the fuel pumps. C plus
Speedbird
icons
131
on.
standby number 1 for clearance.
And
Sunrise 1318.
APU, we can also now start. Going to our performance now, so of our takeoff performance for the A320. We shall use TPC for that. Right, so A320, runway length is...
Seabird 1318, you are cleared to Luxembourg via the settling 2 Golf departure out of 27 left, and your score for today is
3902.
5275.
That's there, air elevation 1,000 feet. Looking at a headwind of
Golf departure, runway 27 left, score is 5275. Seabird 1318.
6 knots.
Seabird 1318, be fully correct, brake. Ethiopia 262.
Outside air temperature right now at 12 degrees centigrade. Quite a warm day actually, got quite warm here in London the last few hours. H1033, Seabird 1032.
I'm gonna turn weight on.
Takeoff weight is going to be that. Flap setting 1. No ice required, it's quite warm. Runway condition is currently dry. It has rained earlier, but not for a couple of hours now, so runway should have dried up. So flex 60, 1570, 1 rotate, 158, 2.
Continue on Bravo to Lockheed, and I'll use this in 1 moment for the
Flex 60. Flaps 1, 157, 157, and 158. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. So at this point, our aircraft has now been fully set up, performance set up, departure set up. We're now waiting for the last few passengers to board, and then at this point we'll probably be ready for push and start. We'll go through the passenger list later on. We will make sure the EPU bleed is active, bring power into the aircraft, and switch off. Okay, bleed's rocking, the external power. So far looking good at Heathrow. We'll show his aircraft just to our left hand side there. So we're at Heathrow Terminal 5, currently in the Terminal 5B section, which is the mid portion of Terminal 5 at Heathrow. Do you know when FlyByWire sometimes feels in transition altitude, sometimes it does not? Depends really on the availability of the availability of the data in the sim really. If the sim knows specific data, it'll fill it. If it doesn't, it won't fill it. But all I can say really is always double check your charts, and even if it has filled it, just make sure that it's correct, because sometimes it can be a little bit off. So worth them checking. But if it has data available, then it will make use of it. One of the benefits also of the FlyByWire. So it's a very good aircraft. If it knows what it's doing, it will do its best to fill in data. Am I continuing VFR stream? At some point we'll do flight sim, yes. Especially once the Australia and New Zealand update comes out, so we'll definitely spend a lot of time out there doing VFR, sorry. Find the old Cessnas. Good to see you always. Looks like, yes, we got car controlling yesterday at Heathrow. Yes, we also, well, I was at Blackpool yesterday, and actually my father, who won the jackpot on that, managed to win about 970 tickets in 3 goes on the slot machine. It was interesting that. Not slot machine, sorry, 2p pusher, but I will talk about Blackpool in the stream at some point, I guess, if people are interested in my my most recent trip, and presumably my last for this year. Thank you, K-Planes, thank you for liking the stream, much appreciated. Heading for the boarding process. Can't believe that. And then left to go now. You're on, not on the aircraft, not on aircraft, not seated. Okay, so we've got about 20 passengers left to go. Not long at all. So as soon as they're on board, we'll be able to request our push and starts. Another feature of Volanta version 1.2 is that you can now actually import your modded data. So if you go to simulate scenery, you can scan your installed scenery and it will now generate that within the sim. So for example, Heathrow now has more accurate taxiways, all stands and everything linked up. So again, it's just a nice extra that Volanta has introduced, so you can get your modded scenery to work a little more compatible within the tool. I adore it. I really do. Volanta's a day one download for me, and I've not looked back since, to be fair. Right, so we are... So I presume push that to the south, taxiway Charlie onto either Alpha and Bravo, and using one of the November 2s or Link 2B3 holder. Cool. Right, passengers boarded, we are ready to go. So we go back to the FN panel, activates the beacon light from the ground and now ready for engine start. We are already on the APU, so we are good to go with that. Volanta is free, yes. There is a premium version available, which I have got access to, but there is a free version as well, which you can use with Volanta. Welcome, Pilot Fisk, how you doing? God, it's been a while, man. Pilot Fisk, how are you? PMDG's no release date yet for PMDG 737. Unique, hopefully soon, but there's no release date yet for it, I'm afraid. Flying today to Luxembourg to Beirut. Flying from London Heathrow to Luxembourg. Do you have live flights on Xbox? If you can do it, Milos, absolutely. Microsoft Flights on Xbox still has all the niceties of flight sims, so yeah, why not? Doesn't need a metal file, Chavez. So you don't need metal. Well, you need metal. You also need IVAO installed if you're going to see track on IVAO. So if you have both of those, IVAO and metal, then of course it's not going to work. Right, Speedbird 418 stand 545 is ready for push to start.
Speedbird 418, stand by. Company traffic behind. We'll try and clear them out as soon as possible.
Speedbird 418, hold position with company traffic behind, not a problem. Yeah, so I was looking for the British Airways there, has Pushback already, so we'll have to wait for them to move.
Speedbird 1318 ready to taxi.
There they go, they're ready to taxi. As soon as they move, we'll then be able to push back ourselves out of the gate.
Taxi right to holding point Lockheed via Charlie and Alpha, Speedbird 1318.
If they're not online awakens, then you can't tune. Sorry. Yeah, so if it's not online, then we can't tune them. So for example, we are now on Heathrow Tower. If Heathrow Ground's available, we talk to Heathrow Ground. Because it's only Tower, we can only speak to Tower. So it just depends on who's online, who you can actually connect to. Same with that sim, same with Pilot Edge.
418 to start through space south, QNH 1033.
Push start approved facing south and QNH 1033 Speedbird 418. Yeah, so same with that sim, same with Pilot Edge, IVAO. You can only connect to who's online, otherwise you're on Unicom for your flight. Alright, PushbackZoomer, let's get ourselves out from gates. Ground from flight deck. Request pushback.
Pushback request confirmed.
There's the other British Airways now taxiing over to the runway.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 418. Our flight time will be roughly 55 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already...
I'm alright, Flight Sim. How are you? Welcome channel, welcome to chat. How are you today?
The tray tables and seat backs must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all calls. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
It wasn't on Amsterdam approach to change runway unit. That was back on back approach at Heathrow. So when we had traffic in front of us at Heathrow when we last flew here with IVAO, basically it told us to do a visual switch to runway 27 right, and we landed parallel on the other side. Not a problem. Highly realistic. It happens all the time if there's too much traffic and spare runway available. Ground from flight deck.
Good afternoon. Yes, everything is ready down here. Please release brakes.
Brakes released.
So let the ride begin.
Cabin announcements. Bavia is PACX. TFDi design PACX.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank
You
for
may
flying
begin
with us.
starting the engines, Captain.
Engine 2 starts. Turn facing south. Turn facing south.
Okay, start turning so you will be facing a southern course.
PushbackZoomer is what I use for the pushback. Unique PushbackZoomer. Again, all mods I use listed in the description. If you want to know what I'm using, just check the description for everything I have.
First, check your seatbelt is
So
secure.
wait for engine 2 to become available.
Insert the metal tag into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end.
Stop pushback.
To unfasten,
Okay,
lift up the
tell
metal
when the
flap
parking
of the
brakes
buckle
are set.
and pull apart.
Brakes set.
You'll find the seatbelt
Okay,
sign in the
Captain,
panel above your
I'll
head.
let you go now.
When it's on,
Have a
you
nice
must
flight.
fasten your seatbelt.
Right, pushback
We'll
complete.
provide extension
Engine
seatbelts
2 available. Engine 1 starts. No character today, so we're working a way to fix out the voice recognition for that, so we shall just use, well, also drinking ourselves today. So elevators are active, ailerons active, rudder left, rudder right, rudder active, spoilers up, spoilers down. Spoilers active, good to go. Flaps into the number 1 position.
To make an emergency landing, you'll be told to take this protective brace position. But when seated facing rearwards in Club World, you must adopt this position.
Super 1318, it looks like you've taken onto Bravo now. It's not a
Going to
problem.
activate
So,
the British
from
wind
November 3,
shear.
the winds are currently
Nothing with you.
240 degrees at 6 knots.
Must
Clear
be
to take
taken
off
off
27
as
left.
they may tear the evacuation slide. Emergency
Clear to take off 27 left from Lima 3. Yeah, sorry for that. Just had a little mistake with the chart. Yeah, not a problem.
There are 2 exits at the rear of the aircraft and 2 at the front of each cabin section. Your crew will now point out the exits.
So the other BA aircraft coming up for Aberdeen will be a 1318, very good. So the other British Airways aircraft is on the ground, that's why I'm heading to Aberdeen.
Direction of the red arrow.
Right, engines 1 and 2 are stable, so turn off the ignition,
The evacuation slides.
turn off the
Slides can also
APU,
be inflated by pulling this handle.
let's
Jump
rest
onto
our
the
taxi
slide
intentions.
away from the aircraft.
Speedbird 418 is ready to taxi.
Landed on water, these slides detach to form
Speedbird
rafts.
418, taxi to Hodgson Point to Lowman via Charlie now.
Your life jacket by pulling the red tag.
Taxi to 100 points at Lowman, by Charlie now for Speedbird 418.
To top up the air.
Right, so onto Charlie, which we're here,
And a whistle.
left onto Alpha, holding point Lowman,
Oxygen mask is behind
which
the panel just above your head.
is not on this chart, so we'll just do it on the Navigraph side of things.
Stay in your
Heathrow
seat
charts
and pull the mask
lists,
towards you
taxiways,
during the whole climb. Please note that the back
airports.
is inflated.
Lowman
Place it over your mouth and
is...
nose and adjust the band to secure it. Then breathe normally.
hang on.
Do make sure your own mask is correctly fitted. before
There you go,
holding
holding
it.
point Lowman, so it's just the end of
In
Alpha
some
here.
areas, you release
Cool,
the mask by
nice
pulling
taxi.
on this coloured streamer. If you're in a Club World
Brake
seat,
released,
you may
taxi
need to
lights
reach the
active.
providing screen to retrieve your mask. All electronic devices, including mobile phones, must be switched off, and all headsets
Tiny bit of
must be
throttle,
removed
and it's like
when
going.
The engines are running on the ground during takeoff, approach, and landing. Please ensure your mobile phone and any devices that can send or receive calls or text messages remain off for the flight. Any items with a flight safe mode should have this feature enabled now. Some electronic devices can be used once we're airborne. Please check High Life magazine. Take care your hand baggage isn't blocking the aisles or exits. It must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. But place items in the locker carefully, as they may fall and injure someone. As we prepare for takeoff, please make sure that your tray table is...
It's got another 5 minutes till passengers expect departure, so you're doing alright time at the moment.
We hope you have a relaxed and enjoyable flight.
Make a left onto Alpha.
Seabird 131 identify Monkey Unicorn 122 decimal, safe flight, bye bye. Unicorn 112 decimal, thank you, and goodbye.
And once we're on Alpha, we're going to do our pre-takeoff checks. Right, auto brake set to max, signs are active, cabin check, spoilers armed, flaps are set, and takeoff config test. Takeoff config normal, we are good to go. Yes, that is his arrived Oscar. Not perfect, still kind of getting the final bit of smooth and tweaks to get this running smooth on flight sim and streaming, but almost there. Just about almost there. Yes, I know Pilot Sim, Captain Sim released SIP 767, and I am not interested in it. We are never going to pick it up. Back on the taxiway there, getting a little bit to the right hand side. It's not the straightest line in taxiway in Microsoft Flight Sim. In real life, this is a straight line taxiway, but Microsoft Flight Sim have noted that some of the high-def scenery airports don't quite get the smooth treatment. No biggie, just means you have to put normal focus into taxiing properly. We'll be at the end of the runway in about a minute. Hot shot at Lowman. Announce our intention to continue further. And we're good to go. Next taxiway intersection is where we need to hold.
Seabird 418 from November 3, the winds are 230 degrees at 6 knots, clear to take off 27 left.
Enter runway 27 left at November 3, and Seabird 418 is clear for takeoff. Thank you very much. Right, we have takeoff clearance, so we'll make the right hand turn, enter the runway. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff, please. Thank you there. Box the carts, staying on the runway again. Lights active, transponder on. Probably get over on takeoff for this one. Okay, not my best bit of centering there. Micro active. Let's now move into takeoff. And flex 60. SRS. Auto thrust route. Thrust sets. Knots. 140. V1 rotates. Positive rates, gear up.
Silver 418, unfortunately no further ATC monitored Unicorn 122.8, thanks for flying out of Heathrow, safe flight, bye bye.
No further ATC, so off to Unicorn 122.8, force to bird 418. Thank you very much, take care and good night. Right, over to Unicorn. We may get ATC over France, we'll see how that goes during the flight today. Took a second there to find the notch for the autothruster, I must admit. I'll double check my calibration for that. So we'll now switch over to autopilot to measure the aircraft climb to 6,000 feet. In fact, we can skip that now since we are no longer an ATC, so let's go up to cruising altitude flight level 370 and continue up on that from there. Resets the ground spoilers. That's up. New controls, no controls today in Moscow. We are also using the Thrustmaster Hotel Sportog. Like I said, I did need to readjust my throttle there to get it up normal. Free text should be active in the aircraft. That's to... they moved it from this menu. The answer is free text. Send and receive. Yeah, the tablet then, won't it? I'm fairly sure it's active. If not, I can turn it on. But I have had a few not so nice messages appear on here, so it is turned off. That's probably why. Some options. I'll have to double check where the setting is for it. Right, 6,000 feet. Transition altitude sets. Last time centimeter set. One of the other benefits of having Volanta Premium is that you can upload as many screenshots as you want as well. So I'm normally limited to just the 3 favourites, I guess. I'm on flight sim, don't just see me just yet. Just give it a minute. There we go. Because you could tell it wasn't a crashy freeze there because audio is still playing normally. But yeah, I still don't like it when that happens really. Make sure I've got my camera set up properly. There we go. The aircraft will hold at 6,000 until our until we get to the end of the city. To be fair, I could fly direct. Hang on, to near the discontinuity as well, since that's also in place. That gets cleared. There you go. Aircraft now continues to climb out. I don't think that's quite related at all, Charlie. Based on the flex temp, that was fine for me. I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not using any mods for clouds. It's all default Sunesh. Nothing in particular that I've done to them. Maybe because I'm running at 4K resolution, it just looks a bit nicer. But ultimately, there's nothing that I can think of that would really influence the way the clouds look in the sim. But you're right, they do look absolutely stunning on this platform. So we'll jump on the ND to get the software plan on the map. At some points, depending on the ATX, we'll then look into setting up our approach into Luxembourg. Nope, not interested in using the Captain 777, even with mods to Pilot Fisk, not interested in using it. Clouds look good. Welcome Phil from Australia, how are you doing? Channel to chat, how are you today? Can't find attachments for flight sim. Which attachments are at London? Which ones are you looking for? When I get 3080, about 2 weeks ago, Monkey, about 2 weeks ago. You wake up before 6 AM for school tomorrow, P at 7. Fair enough, good luck with that. When do I wake up? I've got a 10 past 4 AM wake up for me. Starting work at 6 AM tomorrow. So a nice early wake up call. Past 10,000 feet, so landing lights now come off. We'll climb out a little bit further, but very soon I'll probably be having to turn off the seatbelt sign as well. Yeah, frame rate, so no, not super smooth at the moment, so like I said, still a bit of work for me to do with the 3080. Not terrible, just to get a little more stability on that. No one's spamming Charlie. What are you looking at? GPU and PC, it's the NVIDIA RTX 3080. I've got the Palit gaming setup. Right, turn off the seatbelt sign. That's the freedoms of the cabin, and while we're at it, let's have a look who's in the airplane, who's on board our flight today. So, anyone you recognise, any names, give us a shout, and we shall have a look at their profile. Don't know if I've seen anybody on board today that I'll recognise. Maybe, maybe not. Martin, I know Machine Gun Kelly. No, Martin Kelly. Nope, nobody I personally recognise on board. Anyone knows anyone, give us a shout and we'll have a look at their stats. You also said that yeah, so if you near big cities, okay, yes, I have noted freezes do sometimes appear. It's mainly down to rendering heavy loads every so often. I'm hoping with SimBrief 7 we get a bit more stability with that. I mean, right now, FPS, you want to know, we're getting inside of 30 at the moment. I have used NVIDIA GeForce Experience to limit the sim to 30 FPS because it just runs things a bit easier for streaming, as well as gives the sim a bit more kind of GPU space to render. We'll see how things go. Average geeky sims crash. Dude, you sim crashes all the time. I'm not good afraid to see flight if you're online on Sensart. Not good. Where did you conduct start for these planes? Just practice, Milos. The more you practice, the more you do things, eventually the better you get. I'm not perfect, by no means am I perfect, but I know enough of the basics just to get these aircraft flying without too many problems. Unless there's any short flights today, landing in about 46 minutes, so not like we're going to spend too much time in the air either. We'll get to cruising altitude flight level 370. We'll set up the approach instruction into Luxembourg. And then pretty much when we get to cruising altitude, probably then start our descent as well. A little bit of brightness on the displays there, so just so we get a bit more visibility against the window glare. Much better already. And based on what I'm expecting, it shall be the runway 06 approach on November 1 Delta. From 06 on November 1 Delta. I adore this sim. I really do. Do you know if sim runs better for cats on cats FPS? Generally, capping FPS Senna does allow sims and games to run a little bit smoother. Only because if you can cap your sim, if you can cap any game to a maximum frame rate, it will never cross that. What's the word? I'm too tired to really think of words now. It will never cross the. It's not range. It's yeah, sorry, I can't think of the word. But it never crossed the maximum set frame rate. So you'll see in my case, Microsoft Flight sets to 30, and other games set to 60 because I've got 60 Hz refresh rate monitors. So anything over 60 won't actually appear for me anyway. So essentially, not limit. In other words, I'll try and think of it during the flights. But yes, essentially threshold. It'll never go above the threshold of, in my case, 30 or 60 FPS depending on the application in use. So all of a sudden, that 30 kind of FPS rendering space buffer that the GPU has can now be used on clock speeds for different things instead. So capping frames does generally help if you can set it up correctly with enough extra space in your system to keep things running smoothly. Well, welcome, how are you doing? Channel, the chat, how are you today? So passing through 25,000, flight level 250, and 12,000 to go until we hit our cruising altitude. Very shortly we'll be leaving the UK over Dover. And once again, back over Central Europe. Once again, I do absolutely adore this sim. Just a few more screenshots into Volanta while I have a couple moments to spare. It's my biggest favourite thing for me, I'll say, just being able to upload more than 3 screenshots. I can now finally do as much as I want, stick them on the Volanta, and the whole world will be able to enjoy what I'm taking. Navigraph subscription, I use the annual subscription, Kibera. I use the annual subscription. It's about $60 a year, but it gets you your in-sim Navigraph chart. It gives you the updated sim info on that. Again, I like Navigraph. Probably bought it too late for what I should have been doing. It's a good tool. I do like it a lot. I'm alright, Dan. I'm alright, thank you very much. Welcome channel, welcome to chat, how are you? Can Salim, that's your channel, thank you very much. Thank you for the kind words, I'm glad you enjoyed the watch. I'm going to screenshot every 10 miles. It's not impossible. It'll take a little while to upload every single one of them, but it's not impossible to do that. Just hope my screenshot key has enough to withstand it, I guess. Yeah, once again, not real life time. We have gone a few hours just back in time. Get more of a nice sunset for our flight today, as opposed to just flying in the dark all the time. But no, we do need to do more flights in the US. We do need to do more flights, especially down in well, it's definitely a lot more flights out in Asia. I've done a couple of Japanese flights, Chinese flights, Singapore, Malaysia in a little while now, so they're trying to do some of those at some point soon. Flying Tokyo again, Japan, very good bit of scenery there. The original Sims well update, so I'll make sure we use that as well. Just a few things I need to kind of go back and do. And again, as soon as we get the Australia New Zealand update, we'll be flying almost solidly in that region with Jetstar and New Zealand Air. And of course, hoping the PMDG 77 releases, it just gives us more variety, more airline availability. just can't stop taking screenshots. Oh, I really love this platform. The physics may not always be the best, but the visuals really are great. Regret getting X-Plane? In what way, Monkey? I mean, X-Plane itself is a decent platform. I do still thoroughly enjoy myself. It may not look as good, although X-Plane 12, of course, certainly starting to change that. Certainly with the flight dynamics, X-Plane 11 still far superior in how aircraft feel. That bit will never change. Both sims are their pros, both sims are their cons. Don't get me wrong, Microsoft Flight Sim, there's a lot of issues with it that still annoy me to this day. Stability, of course, being a big one for a lot of people. But there's no reason to hate X-Plane, no reason to regret it. It's still a leading-edge popular flight simulator. I'll say Microsoft there. Gosh, falling apart now already. Microsoft Flight is more simple. Yes, it is more simple as well. Again, when it comes down to what's available for it and what you really find with it. Gonna fly Studio 416, very good. We're Speedbird 418 now leg. So I think we're just going to miss out on the power control, because we're going to fly very much on border with that airspace. Yeah, so we're going to go fly over Dunkirk and just about avoid French airspace. A lot of airlines tend to avoid France. I go the long way around as such, because French airspace, not from an airline perspective, not always the most reliable. From a worker perspective, it's fantastic. Unions get a lot of control, and ultimately working there is basically pretty good, but certainly not one for airlines that want to fly regular schedules, and it does add a bit of a fallback. They do, well, stop basically. Passing through 30 50,000 flight over 300, and at this point, probably nearing the midway point of this flight. Yeah, about just over a third of the way there. There you go. If you're on the Volanta, you can see a small trail of screenshots now appearing of my aircraft so far. So nice climb outs. Climb out from a different angle. External view. External view. Let's have a look at the flight briefing page. So yeah, here you go. Some more SimBrief information now poured and built into Volanta. So all your flight info can now appear on the side here, including all your maps. You can see top climb, top descent, very much within a couple of miles of one another. It's a very short bit of cruise today. Map settings. Pretty standard at this point. Welcome MSFS 2020 Gaming, how are you doing? Welcome channel, welcome chat, how are you today? What do you like best about Microsoft Flight Sim, about X-Plane P3D for example? So Microsoft Flight Sim, of course the visuals, it's by far the best looking flight simulator we've ever had. X-Plane, you've got to go for the, well, first of all the flight dynamics. Blade Element Theory is by far the most superior way of flying in Flight Sim. Basically what Microsoft Flight Sim does, and DCS as well, is it flies based on data tables. So essentially you have like, so you use numbers. This is your maximum altitude, this is your maximum fuel weights, this is maximum payload, this divided by this equals this, and it just kind of calculates your aircraft dynamics based on numbers. What Blade Element Theory does, and what X-Plane have implemented, is an air rendering system, and so essentially the way the aircraft flies is based on the airflow around the aircraft's model. So you have a flight model, which is the shape of the aeroplane, and then the sim will actively throw air at it basically, and that generates lift, generates the thrust, generates the drag, and calculate that all within the shape of the aircraft to create realistic flight dynamics. So Blade Element Theory by far the most superior way of doing flight. Also aircraft realism, so X-Plane has some very good aircraft, So you've got TOTUS aircraft, the Airbus series, which is great for realism. Zyberbot 1037, great freeware, which has very good systems, some of the best systems in a freeware aircraft ever. Yeah, and stuff like that as well. So, dynamics and systems, so that's the explain. P3D, I don't know. It's not the newest platform in the world anymore. If you're a home cockpit builder, then P3 is a very good system for you, because in that you can now drag different windows, position them exactly how you want them. If you're a cockpit builder, P3 is a very good system for its modular setup. So you can move things around how you want them, you can set it all up. FTR PC as well on the side of that, and very good for home cockpit building. So if you're more of a professional simmer, then certainly worth a look on that. Yeah, so I'm not using the latest NVIDIA drivers, Dan, because there are issues related to NVIDIA drivers and Microsoft Flight Sim in that it can cause a few crashes, so I've taken a step back at the moment. How do we channel monkey? Just by keeping at it really, keep streaming, keep uploading, keep doing videos, and people do start to watch. I'm not gonna say, I'm not the best streamer, I'm not the best simmer by any means, but as long as people enjoy the content and do keep them coming back, then yeah, keep on streaming at it really. So I like Flight Sim, looking at the world down below and all that. By having you guys in the chat, so sorry, it's 006 with the Rambo 1 Delta arrival. By streaming, chatting, getting a conversation going, just adds a little more for me to do, more to focus on, just get some conversation going. So, as always, I do appreciate the conversations you guys do. Right, so pretty simple flights. To the charts, 2 seconds. Top of descent is marked at between 30 and boop out, so we've got a little while for. It's about there-ish, so yeah, top of descent actually not that far away. But simple right in, start of descent, re-attack, dig and into runway 06. Nice and simple. Check the ILS information for the runway, so go through navigation, 109 small 9, let's grab the charts up for Luxembourg. Check the approach runway 06 on the ILS. Should be 109 small 9, which it is 109 small 9 ILE. Correct, course 058. 058, perfect. Runway is set. Right, back over to the performance. So VO I'll put in as well, so that will be 112.25. There's that. Go over to performance, next phase, next phase. Q and H is all the new updated weather printout, shall we? So Atsu, AAT menu, weather request, send. I don't see AAT at Luxembourg at the moment, so we are going to land on Unicom at this point in time. What's going to do is I'm going to set up my IVAO as well. So Unicom. Arrivals runway 06. We've got a message received, so we'll be answering that very shortly. Runway 1 Delta approach. Transition altitude in Luxembourg is going to be the star charts. Transition altitude set by ATC. Okay, I'll have the departure charts go up from there instead then. 4,500. Position. It's fine. Approach one on the ILS. Inbound from the northwest. Right. Back down to this. So AC weather, received and print. Back to performance, next phase, next phase. Oh yeah, definitely a waste of paper there, Kai. I'd love to see it. Or maybe I'll do like one test sheet, although I have got a real life printout from the A320. It's in a box somewhere underneath my bed at the moment. But when I flew from London Heathrow to Helsinki British Airways a couple of years ago, of course you visit the cockpits. And yeah, I got a printout of all of our landing information in Helsinki. I've got a picture of it somewhere on Discord, someone's going to try and dig it out. But it was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth a look. Right, that's 7034. Temperature outside is marked at 6 degrees centigrade. Barometer is going to be, the approach charts barometer is 6. 1500. Winds are variable at 2 knots, so basic runway heading 060 at 2. Transition 4500. Right, performance is set. So we've got 140 miles until we reach the runway. And based on our calculated descent, think that we need to hit the glide slope at a mandatory 3,000 feet. So 107 miles before we hit our top of descent. 139, we're almost there to be fair. We're on to 1500, so if you head over to your approach charts, so standard, basically you're looking at your decision heights. So if you're using ILS, decision height will be 1357. This is going to be using the localizer and then doing a manual landing based on plus visibility on arrival. We'll base our decision height on 1500 or MDA 343. So it's on the charts. If you go to your arrivals charts, you just want to have the minimums for your runway. So if you go to Heathrow, say we're landing on runway 27 right, you'll find that on the approach charts. Star approaches 027 right, ILS. So depending on weather, so Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, or localizer for clear weather, 640, 278, 102, 50. So again, all depends on the availability. Cat 3B, water land, no decision height, you can have 0 visibility and land whenever. So runway at Luxembourg is only Cat 1 capable, I presume. Yep, ILS Cat 1 only, so no water lands here, just happy flying. So 107, 122, we are pretty much ready for descent. We should do one more screenshot on Volanta because again I'm obsessed with this tour now. Right, so down to, was it 3,000 steps or 6,000? 3,000. And 17. Hello ladies and gentlemen, quick updates from the flight deck. We are just about to hit our top descent and will very shortly be starting our approach into Luxembourg. If you wish to use toilets, please do so now before we prepare the aircraft for approach and landing, and therefore will be locking the doors and turn the seatbelt sign very shortly. Once again, just about to descent into Luxembourg, thank you. Right, 113. Do an announcement for the passengers. And let's descend. What's the difference between the ILS and localizers just out? So ILS is if you're using autoland unique, and glide slope is if you're not doing autoland, pretty much. Or depends on what kind of approach you're really doing. So to be fair, I could use either or on this occasion. If you're using just localizer for an ILS approach, just use that. If you're going full on ILS from assisted landing, then use the ILS number. Robot Flight Simulator is like IVAO, but not as interesting. Cool. Right, what I was going to do, I was going to go over to Volanta. Just a small streak of screenshots I've done so far. One to upload, so got 2 up there, 1 there, 1 there. And very shortly, get one just on the Pushback waypoint. So I love the profile updates as well. So you've got your top screenshots on your profile there, most popular images. Of course, get your stats and your flight info and all that. Favourite seat pair, of course, usually with the Sunset. I've been actually out in about a year and a half now. Achievements. So I've done Juliana, I've done Paro. I messed up the one that was in thingy Rio because I missed out on one of the waypoints. We'll go back to that one day, but hey ho. Make on Twitch. Honestly, just the whole vision of the sim, I just can't stop loving it. You ain't perfect, Microsoft Flight Sim, but you are gorgeous. Right, passing through 30,000 feet. Probably could have started this in a tad bit earlier, but it's not terribly too miles to go. Yeah, we'll be alright. Again, worst case scenario, we can just use the heading manually for a bit. Right, so far 50%, passing between 10,000 feet. We will shortly turn on the seatbelt signs again. Once again, our alternative airport is Dusseldorf, so if we can't make it into Luxembourg for whatever reason, Dusseldorf will be our next choice. And the other's got option for Cologne, worst case scenario. Thank you, life protector. Yeah, feel free to, Charlie. Ping me to it, and I'll happy share on screen the real life printout of the thing. I probably could just like a reply to it or something just here. Welcome everyone, how you doing? Welcome channel, the chats. When will you do an Idiot Sky to 737 when it comes out? Hopefully as soon as it releases, Nick, the first thing I'll try and do is maybe, well, of course we'll live stream it. So there's no way I can't not live stream the A3. Can't not live stream the 737 once it comes out from PMDG, but I'll definitely be doing my tutorials as soon as it comes out. So that's a guarantee. Yes, Tom, this is live weather at the moment, so I'm using the Microsoft Flight Sim live weather, which honestly ain't bad. There are mods for weather in the sim, but the default has really been good enough for virtually all use cases. Right, let's face the seatbelt sign. I mean, well, again, I'm not the best person at flying in the world, but my tutorials do seem to be rather well received by the flight community, so yeah, no way we won't do them. Not necessarily the easiest videos to make tutorials, but certainly some of the most appreciated ones, so always on my to-do list. Again, with the A320nx, as that aircraft updates over time, we'll go and do updates of that. When the Phoenix A320 comes out, we'll do the Phoenix tutorial as well. Just slowly keep things updated, as of course they're available. Yes, I have seen the engine pictures of the A380X. Again, a very good looking aircraft that's. Very excited to see it come out. There you go, right, so thanks Charlie. This here is my printout of the A320 aircraft. So, BA 798 Hotel from Heathrow to Helsinki. Crew details, that was my captain and my co-pilots. No supplements, no extra reports there. We left Heathrow at 17:41, doors were closed at 17:33, and we departed, or left stand at 17:53. We arrived at Helsinki 2022, which Greenwich Mean Time was 20:29, and that's Zulu, Greenwich Mean Time, and arrival at the stand. Block time flight was 2 hours and 46 minutes, and flight time was 2 hours 29, so we spent 2:46 from gate to gate, 2:29 from runway to runway. Our fuel remaining was 2.4 tons. Our pilot landing was the co-pilot, Ferroj, and Autoland was not used. So that's my flight from London Heathrow to Helsinki. Back in, if I recall correctly, it was July 11th, 2018. July 11, 2018. For some reason, I scrunched it up the first thing I did, which was slightly annoying. I realised, whoops, I should not have done that. Right, I'm going to hold at risk as possible because we're being a little bit too... Hang on, how do you do holds again in this? Attacks, hold, nope, not yet implemented, fair enough. We're a tad bit on the high end right now, so what I'm going to do is just, so 1, 3, 4... What is the... so... So 1, 3 is opposites. Two 9, so 296. Thank you very much to CFO experiments and world domination. That's something that was in the sun actually. Yes, world domination from Canada. What more could you ask for? Thank you, Unique Gamer, for the 100 rupees. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. For being trainer of CIG Essential. Always appreciate it, dude. I'm glad you found your tutorials helpful. And to be fair, I only used that one loop. We'll get straight back into flight plan pretty much straight away. I sincerely hope that when you get to a subscribe milestone, you do a stream dressed as the fictional Jared Reed. Maybe we get to 100k, maybe even 50k, Batagirl. We'll do a stream dressed in toilet roll. I'm sure by then, very few will be aware of old Jared Reed, but that's a name that always comes back on this channel. Always comes back. Yes, Luxembourg is the one of, if not the richest countries within Europe. Which gets us back onto the flight path there. Space the landing lights. Kill our center rates, have the speed there a bit. Let's get us back onto the to the nav. Oh yeah, we'll definitely consider Phoenix aviation. We'll fly anything that comes out, to be fair. But yes, we will definitely be flying the Phoenix. Alright, let's get the replay going. So yeah, we are still using FCR. I've got no issues with this at all. So it should be A320. That's Luxembourg. Yeah, numbers are dwindling. Those that remember Jared, not as high as they used to be, but it's a name that will always stick around. John Hazani, you really helps me go interested in planes, and your children really helps. No worries, Jude. I always appreciate it. Always appreciate the kind words. Glad I've helped grow your interest in flight sims in general. Right, I'm gonna activate the decel a bit earlier than what it's pointing out on the map. I mean that's about 10 miles, is it? Decel 14, 21. So yeah, decel send me to slow down about 25 miles before the runway. Probably do it a tad bit earlier than that. So I might even just do a manual vector for the X-ray 06 India. Just go for a slightly smoother approach onto the glide path there. As long as we're at the mandatory 3,000 feet for the glide slope, we'll be good to go. Just set it down to 800 feet. Set the vector to go 180. Let's go more beyond that. 190. Activates the acceleration on the FMS. Approach speed 134, touching 129. Oh, Airbus have it as well, I believe, Charlie. It's just not implemented fully yet into the A32NX. I'm very sure the ARC also exists in Airbus aircraft. Just gamer. I like watching it because it makes you feel better about liking trains and planes, get away from people who make fun of me. I mean, what can I say, dude? I mean, I work in railways as a career. I've always enjoyed my transport. And I've always enjoyed travel as a whole. I mean, fair enough, yes, transport plays a big factor in that. But I've just always enjoyed travelling as a whole, so... Let's confirm 1034, 1034, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so it's probably where I've just fallen into it. Stuff I've always had an interest in, and kind of just expand on as time passes by. It's on the OR there, that's fine. Yes, aviation. So you are using Volanta. In fact, yeah, part of the focus of the stream was Volanta, the version 1.2 update. All the niceties that we get with it, including all my extra screenshots that I've got access to the Volanta Premium.
$2,500.
Flaps 1. So that's about 200 knots. Right, so it's about 10 miles to our left hand side, so we should get ourselves into a position to intercept that. Glass slip intercepts at 3,000, so another 1,000 feet to descend before we reach that. Changing runways on visual unit game is not even a pro thing to do. It's standard, I think. Just needs to do a bit more hand flying. Let me check the glide path onto this. So 06 Foxtrot. Actually, that's the intercept point there. So we could now left hand's turn fly straight into the intercept. So left hand turn heading 135. Just to level off at 3,000 feet. Arm brakes medium. Spoilers armed. Gear, cabin and flaps will go very shortly. Let's do cabin now.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Aircraft levels off at 3,000. Reduce speed. Miles. I'm only go about 16 miles now for the runway. Miles, 10 miles to intercept. There is a 737 product on Flight Sim 2. It's using default A320 cockpit, and as far as I can tell, no real upgrade for the 737 anytime soon. Oh yeah, Cloud's a fantastic zoom. It's absolutely amazing in the sim. That's 2. down. Go to the FCIPC forums if you've got issues with FCIPC JAD. If you've got issues, speak to the developers. I can show you whenever you're going to touch down. Got a replace for that, Titan. Got a replace for that. Right, intercepts and glide slope in 6 miles. Yes, Rodrigo, we'll definitely be doing the Rovaniemi Christmas fly-in. I'd be mental since that event. It's one of the biggest ones on the IVAO calendar. So it's slightly just ahead of 130 for the intercept glide slope. Any moment now. 2 miles to localizer. Localizer set. That's 4. Please don't spam link anywhere. That doesn't look good on me. Not I sure Swiss will appreciate it. Approach mode set. Airport elevations in flight sims on charts. Always check your charts. Always check your charts. Right, pre-land checks. Gear down, 3 greens. Brakes set. Spoilers armed. Cabin secure. Cabin crew, seats for landing please. Seats for landing. Cabin crew, seats for landing please. Seats for landing. So the odd hand cam. Yeah, got them to land I guess. Yes, we're going to try and do another New Year's flight this year, don't you worry. We're going to try and do another one of those turn back time streams. So we can share all the way, I guess. There's a train station down below. Stable approach. Autopilot's off. I'm in control. some cloud cover swinging the runway. I can just about see the end of the runway lights there. So I've always got the diamonds on my navigation displays, which should also guide me to the runway. Slight 3 knot crosswind, which I can just touch up the approach there.
400. Minimum.
Minimums, runway visible, continue.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Throttle.
10. 5.
Versus sets. 100 knots. 80 knots. 60 reverses cut. There's a runway. Left hand side. Yeah, about a minute behind schedule. Not a bad flight, that's.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is
Down, flaps up.
4:36 p.m. and it's currently about 6 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins.
Let's look into, well, done on some backlighting, gosh. Basically overhead now. APU start. And lights off, taxi lights set. Let's get some lighting up. A lot darker than I thought it would be. Okay, backlighting there. And integrated lighting down below. There we go, that's much better. Kill the chrono. And you'll follow me car, much appreciated. As always, ground service in the sim, completely random, you never know quite what you're going to get. We'll taxi to the main passenger terminal, which I believe is that building just there. Okay, I can find out my charts, can I? That's why they exist. Yeah, that is the main passenger terminal. So taxiing along Bravo 1, make a left on to Lima 1, and then park the aircraft at the stand. Turn on the dome lights. Just because we're on the ground now, there's no major requirement to have lights turned off now. And again, it's really, really dark outside. So Lima 3 on the left, then Lima 2, and then we go left into Lima 1. Stand on the left hand side there, which you can see ground service is available for, so we shall be making use of those. Kill taxi lights, I'm going to blind any of the ground crew. Position. tad bit further. I think we'll give the engine cut off sign just yet. There we go. Parking brake sets. AP bleed active. And engines off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Luxembourg. The local time right now is approximately 20 to 11, temperature outside 12 degrees centigrade, with our flight time today at 57 minutes and 56 seconds. We thank you for flying British Airways. You hope you enjoyed your flight with us today, and we hope to see you again in the very near future. And we wish you a safe journey on from here to your destination. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross check please. VA public address general. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Luxembourg. The next time right now, solar power is available. Activate that. APU comes off. And time to be beacon lights off the aircraft to off ground crew to meet up to the aircraft. Now I'm interested, will the aircraft work on the offside, sorry, will the jet bridge work on the offside door? All passengers exit from the right hand side, which isn't standard, but you never know. Depends on what the scenery enables, I guess. Alright, so let's pull the jetway. Yes, it will. Not commonality, that's little door open the side. The answer is nah, it's not animated to do so, fair enough. I can't fuss. It's done a job. Didn't think I'd do it like that, but it's gone and done it, so fair play Microsoft Flight Sim. You have done some technical ability on this sim. Right, well, there you go. Welcome to Luxembourg. So I'm now going to finish the flights on Volanta. Just one more screenshot of the aircraft at stand here because that's really important. Discounts from IVAO. Thank you for the ATC Kai at Heathrow, was much appreciated. Finish recording the replay, and as passengers are disembarking, I'm going to be at the end of the flight, and then we'll start end of flight report, so let me a couple of seconds. Set a couple of screenshots. Negative like, not uploaded. Cool, right, so perfect. Let's end the flight, end the flight report. So menu, end flight. So BA418, A320neo from London to Luxembourg, 56 minutes flight time today. Plan departure 2040, departure 2040, just a few seconds behind. Plan arrival 35, landed 36, so about a minute behind schedule, which is fine. 185 passengers, satisfaction 93%, a landing rate of 173 feet per minute, and block time of 1 hour and 11 minutes. So from gate to gate, 111 is pretty good. Overall, positive review from the passengers, 133 landing, satisfaction 93%. I'll drop the flight reports in chat so you can browse them in a bit more detail with your own eyes. And yeah, I guess all that's left for me to do at this point is to load up the replay and have a look at the landing from the passenger's point of view. I'm not a real pilot, Justin. I have done a few lessons, but I've not done... Oh, so I've done a few lessons. Right, postponed. Yes, I have seen the Helsinki update aviation as soon as, well, we'll most likely fly to Helsinki with the event, the, what do you call it? The winter event. Gerard, first time chatting. Welcome chat on the chat. How are you today, dude? How are you doing? Right, so done that, flight ended. Let us look at the replay. So, A320 Luxembourg loads. Stick it on kind of short final. Let's have a look at it from the right hand passenger point of view. Short final on the guide light. At this point we are manually controlling the aircraft. Yes, look at the inputs, we are manually controlling the aircraft at this point. About 2 weeks for the 3080. Yeah, been about 2 weeks now, and it's been excellent so far. No touchdown. pretty smooth, can't fault it. I think passengers will have enjoyed that landing. Let's have a look at it from the left hand side now. So this is going to be looking towards the main city and the terminal. So from behind the wing. Again, the train in Luxembourg, absolutely stunning. 3080 definitely helps with getting that visual fidelity out. Just looks really good, that. Just looks really, really good. Again, at this point we are hand flying the aircraft, making adjustments. See where the wall of cloud is just here as well. Just as the aircraft loses visibility. Yeah, we'll do landing gear view as well. Yeah, we'll do a couple of different views. Train, I think we're on high for this at the moment. Train LOD high. Not ultra, you don't really need it super high ultra, but it does the job. The 162 mod, which 162 mod are you referring to? May have done. Can't fight, I don't think. Passengers will be very happy with that. Let's do the we'll do a landing gear view, I guess. That's what you guys are here for. We'll do a landing gear, we'll do a tail view as well, of course. Tail view is always the important one. Sorry, I think actually, I don't think I've seen this one. Actually, I must admit. No, I don't think I have. I'll look at that when the stream ends. Thanks for dropping a link to that. Sentence line could have been worse. I'll take it. I'll take it. Decent landing that. Right, let's do another, and this time from the tail view. That's the touchdown. I think we're pretty much... Okay, we're outside the main touchdown zone. We're within the touchdown markers. Just outside the main touchdown zone there, a little bit in front of that. Yes, with 3080, it's just so much smoother. So much more fun to fly with. Whoops, what have I done there? I've reset the replay. Not what I wanted to do. Let's go to drone cam. Right, do that. Not that one. That one. Cool. Right, let's release the follow mode. Joystick, ISD, Thrustmaster, Hotas Warthog. Tom, Thrustmaster Warthog. How's things KHK next? We'll see, aviation team. We'll have to see about long haul flights. Yep, we've already landed, Joshua. We've already landed. Let's have a look at operate from the runway. Yeah, can't fault that. Very happy with the flight overall. And yeah, just very happy how things are turning out in flights at the moment. Yeah, not perfect, it'll never be perfect, but we're definitely in a better stage now than we were 6 months ago with Microsoft Flight Sim. And so yeah, that I guess brings us to the end of today's live stream. We're back again for certain on Saturday night. It'll be a late stream on Saturday, about midnight UK time, so do tune into that if you're interested. Sunday we'll try and do something a bit more normal time, so we can fly the CRJ again out of Palm Springs. As for tomorrow, I don't think I've got anything particularly scheduled to go live tomorrow. Friday I might do train sim. It's been a while since I've last did a train sim stream, so I'll try and do some train sim soon. Otherwise, yeah, that brings us to the end of today's live stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do leave a like, do subscribe if already. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys have been absolutely fantastic these last couple of months. And yeah, I guess all that's left for me today is now to say goodbye to you, and see you again soon in another Microsoft Flight Sim stream. So, thank you very much, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you again soon. Take care, have a good one, and good night. Also, again, a massive thank you to Volanta for providing me with a premium account for their tool. Absolutely love Volanta, still my favourite tracking tool in Flight Sim. And the whole real-world scheduling, just again, a nice little extra that just makes life a little easier for me as well. So, yeah, again, Volanta, thank you very much, you guys are superstars. And again, the autosaves, I'm hoping I'll never have to come to use them, but if I ever have the sim crash on me again, those autosaves will prove very, very useful. So, thank you, Groundclots. So yeah, what can I say? Take care, have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.